started getting the mentality of I'm Gucci. Like when people walk into Gucci, they
Hmm.
already know what to expect. They're not going to there expecting Ross prices. But there's a group. I go to Ross, but if I want Gucci, I'm not going to Ross. And
I
if I want
know. I make a
Ross,
trip to
I'm not
TJ
going
Maxx every now and then.
to Gucci.
Come on now.
Okay, it just is what it is. Like I'm not
That's
Hobby
facts.
Lobby. I'm not Hobby Lobby. So I'm
I know.
Shanice.
Oh
So
my gosh. She said
I
I'm not.
love
Oh
Hobby
my
Lobby, and I
goodness.
love some of their art. But
My
come
goodness.
here
Okay.
saying, don't
You
come
just
here
hurt some
saying I
feelings.
can go get that at Hobby Lobby. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, listen. No, that's facts though.
No,
That's
you can't.
facts. Artists, I need for y'all to rewind 30 seconds. I really do.
No, you can't.
I'm telling you, if not, really rewind this whole interview because this is a fire conversation. Artists, creatives, and designers. I'm your host, Electra, and welcome to Dream Aloud Art, where we have educating, inspiring, and motivating conversations with creatives from around the world. Show some love and support by subscribing, liking this video, and uplift another creative by sharing this video. Let's tune in to another amazing conversation. Let's go. Artists, creatives, and designers, welcome to Dream Aloud Art on YouTube. And yes, we have another fire guest because we're about to have another fire conversation. Y'all, let me give that intro. I'm warming up to it. So we have the one and only Sheneesse Rohelia. Okay. And if you don't know, now you know. So who is Sheneesse? Well, Sheneesse is an original visual arts artist. We're talking about all the traditional good stuff and a little bit of new stuff that we'll dive into. So she discovered her passion and powerful purpose through pain. And she is absolutely embracing God's plan. And I cannot wait to hear about this. And real quick, y'all, Sheneesse is a Respect the Artist, an RTA member. And we got a little bit of history here. I have seen her evolve, and she has been there through the evolution of Respect the Artist. And I'm excited. I'm excited to dive in today. So, y'all, clap it up, clap it up. We got Sheneesse Rohelia in the building. So, all right, Sheneesse, where are you? Where are you located? Tell us where you're at.
I usually say Houston, Texas, because people don't really know the suburbs, but Rosenberg, Texas,
Okay.
is where I am, which is a suburb of Houston. So that's where I'm
Nice.
H-Town.
Nice. Yeah. So give us, since I already gave the introduction, the main introduction to you, give us a little bit of history about you as an artist and when you started to be open to embracing your creativity.
Well, it came pretty quick. So
Okay.
I'll try to make a kind of long story short in saying that I don't have a painting background, didn't go to school
Mm.
for it. I don't have family members that are like great artists or anything like that. So the only artistic thing I was doing before this was music. So I have a
Mm.
background, but it had nothing to do with like, painting and drawing and all that stuff. So long story short, and I have a history of chronic blood clots. And so they were kind of on and off. And then in 2015, when I had my youngest daughter, I developed a whole bunch of blood clots. And long story short, I couldn't go back to work. So, me being a creative, and then I was working, I'm laying up like, I couldn't walk for several months. I was in a wheelchair.
Mm.
And so I was like, you know, I look back and say maybe I was depressed, but I guess I was a functioning depressed because I never felt, some people, when they say they're depressed, they're really
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
down, but I didn't contribute it to depression or anything like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm here for more than just having babies and being married. And, I
Mm.
want to do something. So what can I do? And I was just laying
Yeah.
in bed one day and something said, paint. I want to paint.
Mm.
Out of the blue, I was like, you know what? I always had a respect and appreciation for art, but it was never anything that I saw myself doing. But so for some reason, art came into my head and I started with abstract. And it took
Abstract, right?
2 years to actually start because even though I said that
Mm.
in 2015, it wasn't until 2018 when my daughter bought me a paint set and she goes, "Here, mom, you said you wanted to paint." And that was my Christmas gift.
Mm.
And I opened up that little
Ooh.
paint she bought from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And that point on, I have been painting. Like
I
I just
love it.
fell in love with it. Like right away. I fell in love
Mm,
with Christmas of 2018, 2019.
yeah.
We had my website. Like I didn't even have
Really?
to, but I was like
Start
so
taking off.
I was so focused and so energized and so
Mm,
felt so good. I mean,
mm.
I
Yeah.
really can't explain to people how good it felt to just do this. And I did
Mm,
what I was doing, but
yeah.
it just made me feel something. And then someone offered to buy,
Awakening something in you.
and I was like, "You'll buy a piece, like you make money." Like,
That's when it starts to get real.
and I've said my website, but I meant was it my website or my Instagram? I don't remember which one came first, but they were
Okay.
back to back. But
Right.
when someone said they'll buy it, I'm like, oh, I can make money doing this, and I love it.
Right.
That's what brought the business aspect out of me.
Sure.
Um, I always knew business because I used to do like different things where it comes to business
Okay.
management, retail management, and
Yes, I
knew
get it.
I kind of knew some of the foundation of how to start a business,
Yeah.
but I took off running. Like I was painting 4 and 5 paintings a night, staying up all
Mm.
night. I'm asleep. I'm painting.
Woo! A night? What? Okay,
Yeah,
wait, artists, I need for y'all to rewind and listen to that. Okay. I'm just saying there is a little work that goes into, especially if it's a business, you
hmm
know.
hmm
Yeah, that passion needs to be like fuel or your work needs to be fueled with passion because then it doesn't feel so stressful and tiring. You're charged up with a different kind of fuel. So I love that.
Exactly. Yes. And so I didn't even think about like how much money am I going to make or anything. I
Right.
was like, I'm just going to do it and we'll
Don't
see
get
what
me started. Come
happens.
on. Come on. Like, whew, okay. I'm just
Came way later, I'm still excited, but when it got more serious, that's when the stress of where are the people, who's going to buy and all this.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't worry about that anymore, but we'll probably talk about that later.
Yes. Yes. And well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's
Absolutely.
how
Well, go
Sheneesse
ahead.
started. My name,
Mm.
I did a piece one day and I went to my husband and I go, look. And he was like, oh, that's nice. And I was like, well, I'm not done yet. Cause you know how
Right,
everything,
right, right.
and you're like, okay,
Y'all think it's done, but it's not done. Okay. I ain't
so
finished.
don't get too excited. And I go, I'm going to just call it Sheneesse's Pieces. And it just stuck.
Stayed right there. I love it. I love moments like that. Oh my goodness. I love moments. So yeah, that's you unpacked quite a bit as far as where my mind is pinging, with I mean, whether that's the what I'm going to say it for what it is, at least what it means to me, but the need to feel very purposeful in what you're doing.
Mhm.
Okay. There's that. And I know you were talking about uh the feeling you get or something that just kind of made me think of why you highlighted that you are embracing God's plan, so there's something spiritual happening there, something,
Mhm.
like, we can go deep if we have to, but there's something very spiritual happening there where it feels like, at least a way I'm going to connect with you, Sheneesse, is it feels like that is the most natural part of you, and now you recognize it like entirely in your spirit, in your body, mentally, every single, and it just clicks so hard you cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now that I know that this is who I really am, I have to amplify it, I have to turn it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then do really just doing it because you're supposed to do it. And
That's
then
it right
those,
there.
yeah, and then the business side will come a little bit later, through trial, through error, through successes and some failures, but they're lessons, but you still know you have to do this.
I know.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm. And you
Oh,
hit the nail on the head because I promise you, if I didn't believe that this was the plan, it wouldn't be my business. Maybe I'd paint on occasions, but I go
right.
so hard just because I know, even when it's like no one comes in the gallery and I bought food in case I have visitors, and I'm like, God, I'll keep spending money. Where are the people? But I don't
Right.
stop because I know I'm supposed to be here. And I
Come
keep telling
on.
people, I do this because I'm supposed to be here. Like,
All right now.
I already know it. No matter
I don't
what, this is because I had no, this was not my plan. It,
Mm. Mm.
God
Oh,
plan, because I always tell people what
so good.
my near death experience birthed my purpose. This is what I always,
Mm.
because
Mm.
had I not gone through that, I would have never found this ever.
Woo.
And it's been a
Woo.
lot, but I promise if I had to, I would do it again because
Ah,
I love my baby girl, and it brought
oh,
me this whole new life that I'm so in love with. Like my
that's
mom,
beautiful.
my mom says, you're one of his chosen, and you're going through all this because he has a plan for you. And I'm like, yeah,
That's
I
right.
know. But, oh my God,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Woo. Oh my goodness.
I
I
like
told y'all we got fired.
I'm throwing no towel, but I'm like,
I,
no, no. And
I
it's so
told y'all we got fired today. I told y'all. Y'all
every
weren't ready,
time.
but I try to warn you.
Okay, every time I feel like, not like I want to quit, but we all can get discouraged when things aren't moving as fast as we want. And my
Of
patience
course.
is not good. So I think this is something that's teaching me
I know that.
patience,
Yeah. Mm.
more trust, and all of that. So I'm learning that.
Mm.
But every time that happens, somebody, some kind of way will give
Mm.
me, either come in and buy something or just send me a certain message. And there's always something that will
You
come
receive it different
and
though.
remind me you can't quit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I
it's
love it. Sheneesse, girl, you getting me really worked up right now. I'm just like, whoo, I'm just trying to trying to keep it together. But I feel that like artists. Okay, y'all tuning in, y'all watching on YouTube, you listening on a podcast, whatever the case is. Okay, this is exactly what I when I speak about confidence, right? Confidence registers for us like as a basic verbiage where we understand that we need something bigger within us in order to do something, right? It's not even something bigger. I feel it's just a natural part of you, but you have to start recognizing it and then you start taking action on that. But that is like that foundation is so important for whatever it is you're doing, but especially as an artist, because you will, and even if you weren't an artist, okay, but this is we're talking artists right now, okay, but it's so important to have this foundation because confidence literally means with faith, okay, confide like confidence, all right. You have to have that so strong, and you have to be so firm and so set in it that nothing like you're unwavering and you have to get to that point because you will be challenged, you will be
will
tested,
absolutely.
whether it's you versus you versus other, you versus a situation, you will be tested. And it will be a time as Sheneesse and I are vibing here where you ask yourself, do I still need to do this? Right, like am I supposed to keep going, like yeah, it's like, okay, I haven't made sales, or okay, people aren't responding on social media, or if someone who's close to you, who you really care for, maybe they're concerned because they're not seeing a certain amount of growth that they think they should be seeing. And it's like, you know what, you don't see it. I respect it. I love it. Or I love you, but I have to move forward in this. And those are real tests, but you
Yeah.
have to be you have to feel it so deeply, and it
Mhm.
has to be so true to you that you just keep moving forward.
Yeah. And
Sheneesse, girl, you cool.
I'm actually my hardest critic because my husband is the most
Mm,
supportive person. He will push me, and I mean, I have a gallery
I
because
love it.
I spoke that I wanted one.
Oh my God.
We used to do those video things with you
Which
a while
ones?
that we used to
Were they
have.
lives?
No, but I don't think so. I don't think you were
What
doing.
is it?
I remember when we used to do the little video things where different artists that were with RTA would all be on the call.
Oh yeah, like a conference call, like a meet and greets and things like that.
Yeah, the meet and greets.
Right. We occasionally do it.
You asked everyone like what their plans were,
Oh,
and I actually said that I wanted to have a gallery
oh,
and sell products. I'm not fully where I want to be because I said I wanted to be able to outfit an entire home.
okay. Oh, and that's great. That's fine. You're working on
I'm
it.
on the road track to get there. I
Oh,
mean, someone reminded me that a year ago I said I wanted a gallery, and
mm,
I spoke it. And we say things we want, not realizing that we can have those things. And I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence.
Speak
I
it.
really am.
Girl.
But I didn't realize when I said I wanted in a year that I actually had it. And I didn't know how, I didn't have a plan. I just said that's what I
Oh my God. Okay. Can I please say this? Because you got me real wired up. I don't know if I'm on track or if I'm off track, but it doesn't matter because I mean, we're flowing. So I guess I'm on track. Okay. Because like exactly what you just said about speaking things, right? And some of the things that we desire, right? And so there's a lot to be said as far as what we believe we desire and then what we receive, but that's
yeah.
like a whole nother segment, right? But I will say, leading into what it is that we believe that we desire, I I believe that when we speak those things, right? Whether we say it and then we just kind of go about life and not even think about it twice, at least not any time after we say it. But I'm a firm believer that it already exists. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really to just, it's like, oh, okay, I said it. Okay, well, where did the thought come from? Why does that thought feel very comfortable to you? Because what you want isn't what I want, so why does it feel like it fits you in that moment? And then it's a matter of taking action. I feel taking action, no matter what the action looks like, but you do have to take action, learn from those actions you're taking, and that could very well help shape you to get what
Absolutely.
what it is that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly believe in that, like wholeheartedly. I got stories for days, but girl, you got the mic. Just hear me. You got me hollering. Okay. Hollering. I love it. So true. Artists, come on now. I need for y'all to tap in because you got it. It's already there. It's already in you. Like
Yeah,
lean into it. Take those actions.
it is.
Love it. Oh,
I don't know. Sometimes we may think other people are discouraging us when it's really us doubting
mm,
ourselves.
mm.
We're comparing ourselves to somebody else, which was one of my issues when I first started because I didn't have any training. I absolutely did
Mm.
not know what I was doing.
Right. Right.
I'm on Instagram all of a sudden and I'm looking like, oh no,
What is all this?
I can't do all of that. I can't even draw. Like that's why I started with abstract because I was like, I'm free. I can do what I want, and it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
not that
Yes. No judgment zone. Mhm.
no, and so
Yep.
I love that, and I still want to be free in my art. So when I'm looking at other artists, I'm
Beautiful.
like, what the heck? Like I don't know about this right here, but that was short lived because I'm a big self motivator. I'm always going to pump myself
Oh,
up when
that's important.
I'm doubting myself. Yeah, because
Definitely
we
important.
don't have somebody else,
Mhm.
We need other people, but we also have to do it for ourselves as well. So,
Absolutely.
I'll
Hands
have my
down.
little moment and then I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
I may not be as good, but it doesn't matter because I started comparing it to music. Like, there's no
Mm.
the music, but
Mhm.
everyone doesn't like the same music.
That's
But
right.
people that your music is for.
I
So I'm
love
like,
it.
there's
Yeah.
certain people my artwork is for. And I tell people all the time, come see the art. I'm not saying
Mm.
there's no pressure. I just want you to see it because you never know. Something may speak to you, maybe it won't. But I'm not offended if people don't like or buy my stuff because number one, some of them may not be able to afford it, so they automatically,
Mhm.
or they're, a lot of people are like, why would I pay that much for that? When I can
Right.
this place or that place, and I'm like, I had to get out of that headspace, and
Say it. Mhm.
my stuff is for a certain type of person,
That's
and
right.
what it is, I'm gonna put out what I feel, and some people will gravitate to it, some people won't, but I'm
And they
not
won't.
gonna keep looking
Absolutely.
what the other people do. And I was looking at a lot of realism artists. I'm not a realism artist. So
Yeah,
I,
you got to be real with a realism. You got to be real with yourself to begin with.
I tell people all the time now, if you want realism, I'm not your girl. Like,
Yeah, let me keep it
and I
real
don't
with
even
you.
want to
Realism is
be.
not my thing.
I don't even
There you
want
go.
to
That's
be
what you got to
your
say.
girl. Like,
What's that?
I don't even want to be your girl. I
Yeah, exactly.
don't even want it. Like,
Well,
I don't
Sheneesse,
feel stressed and pressured for that real
exactly,
field when I know
exactly.
I'm an artist like that. So,
There's so much that can really take away from your authenticity if you
mhm.
if you decide to take on projects that you legit know it's like it's going to be stressful. It's
Yeah.
going to be stressful. So can you? can you share, Sheneesse, what are ways that artists can actually stay true to themselves? You know, how can they stand a little more firm in their own style without, without losing the authenticity of their own style? I think that's all I'm trying to
I think,
get some feedback on.
yeah. Well, for me, I think it's a good way to do it is to just know that like I said, it's like music. And sometimes you need something to compare it to, and then you're like, oh,
Okay.
you're right. Like a lot of people love hard rock. I
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Right. No problem.
Very popular. A lot of people still gonna go buy, listen to it, and all that.
Yep.
So we just have to realize that there is a space for us as an individual, and we just have to believe and trust that.
Mm.
First of all, we have to love it. I really believe you have to love it because if you don't
It's
love
that
it
passion.
because someone told you to, or you know, just because you can draw, but you don't really love it, like I think you should do it. Like,
Girl, come on. I don't think you should do it either. Okay. I am high-fiving you from over here. Don't
no,
do it, y'all. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's
no.
not worth it to do
And it's
that.
really what helped me because I have to keep saying that I did not know what I was doing because when people see
Mm,
my art, they're
yeah.
amazed that I've only been in this
Mhm.
for 5 years. And when I say I've only been in it for 5 years, I had no background in this at all. Like I
Yeah.
literally started 5 years ago, and you can
So
tell
good.
from what I used to paint to what I paint now, the growth. And it's all been just because
Mm,
I've put in a lot of work and I've looked at YouTube videos to see what their techniques are.
absolutely. YouTube
Some of them
University,
I
baby.
some of them I did try, yeah, but
Yeah.
I when I first started, I was like, what's the best paint? What's the best brushes? I wanted to have all the best stuff.
Right. Yes.
Start
Quality.
off up here with the materials and then figure it all out from there.
Mm,
But yeah, when I doubted myself, I had to just read and say, hey, you're new at this. Like some of these
yeah.
people have been doing this 15, 20 years, not you. You can't compare your brand new self to someone that has been doing this for 15, 20 years
Mm.
and think you're going to be as known or as good or whatever. And some
Well,
people, they think I've been doing
yeah.
this for that long. So, but that's the gift. You know?
Right, absolutely. It's rolled. I feel like all of that's rolled into that,
Yeah.
Sheneesse. Like your willingness to continue working and evolving in your style, and just getting better at what you're doing overall. I feel like there's that, but then there's also the confidence
Yeah.
factor. And you. Well, I want to rewind a little bit because I'm curious about what your thoughts are when it comes to once again, like being true to yourself, being true to your style. And sure, there's healthy comparison if you want to learn.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Oh, you want to learn? Oh, okay, cool. I kind of like how they did that. Great. But then there's the maybe we'll say unhealthy perspective where you're like, oh, I feel like I'm not worthy because I look at what they have and I'm doubting myself. But can you give a little bit of okay, a little bit a little bit of feedback when it comes to recognizing the value of what you have, or recognizing maybe your own value, and what that has looked like for you, because
My
what I'm thinking about is that you have to realize that you're valuable and what you create is valuable in order for you to stand firm in it and be true to yourself.
my why is what has kept me here. The why. Why am
Come
I
on.
doing it?
Mm,
I
mm,
think the why is very important to whatever you're doing
yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
not going to last if your why is not one of those things that are very, I don't want to say forever, but like I said earlier, if someone says you should paint because you can draw
Mm-hmm.
or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know if that's gonna hold because you're not really doing it because you feel like this is what you
Because
should be doing.
right, that's
But,
your choice on a spirit, on like a soul level, like your
mhm.
spirit. If it speaks from there, then nothing. It's almost like nothing else can change that, or nothing. Like people can question you all day, every day, but
And how do you feel when you're doing it? Like,
yeah,
take a
yeah,
moment
that
to really
passion.
think about how do you feel? Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, oh, I gotta paint, or are you like, oh my God, I'm ready to paint, and you hate when you miss painting? That for me,
Yes.
I haven't got to really paint, and I'm like, oh my God, I miss painting. And even though
Mm.
it's right there, it's like I'm too busy because I'm doing
Yeah.
some other stuff. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, and then even with and I think this will kind of piggyback on your question, but even
Mm-hmm.
when I've seen people do a lot of commissions, I've
Don't get
seen
me
people
started.
get burnt out
Come
on
on. This
commissions because they say they're not using their own creativity. They're doing what
right.
somebody else wants.
Right.
So when people have asked me for commissions, because I have done a few,
Mm-hmm.
I always tell them, and I always will, no matter the money, I will always tell them, yes, but there's
Mm-hmm.
always a but. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I can do something like that, but you have to allow me to do my own
Uh,
creativity. And everyone that's had me do it, they said, "Go ahead, I trust you," and
talk to
that
them, Sheneesse. You
me
better talk to these
that
artists out
makes
here.
me be able to do it and not stress. Don't
That's
bring me
correct.
something and say I want it to look just like this because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, no, I'm sorry, I
Yep.
can't. I can't.
Yep. No,
Even
that's
if I
being true to
think I
yourself, though.
can, I don't want to because art for me is freeing, it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
it's a release.
Right.
If I have to go and copycat and exact something for you, I'm going to be stressed out. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a way to stay true to yourself is always tell people, yes, but you have to allow me some freedom in this. Like,
Yes, you can draw. You can draw it out for them, literally and figuratively, but you can lay out the ground rules. You can, establish your contracts. You can create healthy boundaries. You can do that. I like, oh,
because at the end
good
of the day,
gracious. You are getting me so fired up right now.
they want you to do it at the end of the day. So if they really respect you as an artist like that, they're not going to be like, no.
You
I
came
had
to
someone
me.
that wanted me to
I'm
do
the
their
expert.
wedding photo, and they trusted
Right.
me to do their wedding photo. And I said,
Oh,
"Hey,
oh,
I don't really do
uh,
people." And he was like, "I
mm,
trust you, dude. Here's the picture, but
okay.
do you." And I did me,
Yes.
and I wasn't stressed, and they loved it. And I was like, "Okay, I can do that." But
Yes.
if you're like, "Oh no, this is wrong," and this,
Revisions and no,
mm-mm,
we ain't
mm-mm,
doing that.
I'm not doing it.
But
I
and I
will
want to
gladly send that to somebody else.
I love that. And goodness gracious, that's like 3, 4 podcast episodes right there. I mean, because there's just so much to say about that. But artists, y'all don't fall out of your seat because of what we're talking about, especially when it comes to commission work. Because I always say that, shout out to you if you prefer to do commission work in that way, where you're working with a client, a customer, and they want this, and they want, very specific things. And for some artists, they enjoy that process, and
Yes.
they love to customize. They love to work one-on-one with people, and that communication and the networking possibility of that. That's great. But please make sure that that is your vibe, okay?
That's
Because
just
if
not
it ain't,
me.
it's gonna be an
Exactly.
uphill climb.
Mhm. And I'm always like in awe of people that can do these perfection, realism art. I
The
mean, I love it.
portraits,
And,
yes, I
but
love that.
that's them.
Beautiful.
I'm my lane. And I
Yeah.
think I posted something one day and I said, all I can do, oh, I forgot, but it was something like all I can be is myself, and that's gonna have to be good enough. Like,
Mm.
don't come to Sheneese's pieces if you really want Electra.
Like
We're
that's
different.
look,
We're
that's
both
what I be
good, but
saying.
we're different.
Y'all cannot walk into Subway expecting Chinese food like that.
Thank
It's
you.
just it's a branding thing, y'all. You like you lay out the ground rules. This is what we got. We got fresh sandwiches, and that's it. Like
That's it.
sandwiches, maybe a little
And they're
salad, but like
confident in what they got. And if you don't
that's
want it,
right.
then you go next door.
Next
It's
door.
okay. It's okay. I started
Look, you
saying
got me hollering.
I started getting the mentality of I'm Gucci. Like when people walk into Gucci, they
Mm-hmm.
already know what to expect. They're not going in there expecting Ross prices. But there's a group. I go to Ross, but if I want Gucci, I'm not going to Ross. And
I
if I want
know. I make a
Ross,
trip to
I'm not
TJ
going
Maxx every now and then.
to Gucci.
Come on now.
Okay, it just is what it is. Like I'm not
That's
Hobby
facts.
Lobby. I'm not Hobby Lobby, so I'm
I know.
Sheneesse.
Oh
So
my gosh, she said
I
I'm not.
love
Oh
Hobby
my
Lobby, and I
goodness,
love some of their art, but
my
come
goodness.
here
Okay, you just
saying, don't
you
come
just
here
hurt some
saying I
feelings.
can go get that at Hobby Lobby. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, listen. No, that's facts though.
No,
That's
you can't.
facts. Artists, I need for y'all to rewind 30 seconds. I really do.
No, you can't.
I'm telling you, if not, really rewind this whole interview because this is a fire conversation. Real quick, Sheneesse, I gotta because we are having, like I said, a complete fire conversation, but I gotta give a shout out to your work. Y'all, click the links in the description. Okay, click all those links, follow Sheneesse, check out her movement, and watch her continue on her journey and her path. Okay, everyone's hollering artist support. Now's the time, okay? Now's the
Okay.
time. Take that
And
action.
speaking of that, I love the
Oh,
art community. It's so supportive because when I got here, I didn't know what to expect. But
mm,
artists are the best group of people ever. Like we really do share each other's work, congratulate each
yeah,
other. We push each other, motivate, inspire. We'll teach each
necessary.
other. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. Like it's not like that other stuff where it's always competition.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there may be some, but for the
Here,
most
there, but
part, I've
otherwise,
seen nothing but love and support. And
I
it's
love
really,
it.
even you reached
Yeah.
out to me one day and was like, keep going. And I was like, oh my God. And it was like, I was new at it. So
Mm, mm,
that was big for me for
yeah.
somebody like you that I'm
Ah,
thinking, oh my gosh, she reached out to me and said, she loves it and keep going. And I felt
mhm.
really, that helped me push and keep going.
Oh, I
'Cause
love to hear
that's what
that.
I say every time that I'm not sure, somebody would come and give me that
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 nudge
word.
when you need it. Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
word, girl, like that word, what?
People
I
don't
love
know.
it.
People don't
Oh,
know sometimes when they do things, the impact it can
mm,
have them keep going another day or another step or whatever. Just in
it's
life in
necessary.
general. It can be
Yeah.
little bitty things that you don't
Hmm.
realize are really big for the person that's receiving it.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I appreciate the things you've said to help push me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I want to link what you're saying to being authentic. And so I only have interviews with people that I really do admire. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like that is so important because let's keep it real. Who wants to have a conversation with someone that, you're not really, you don't feel a vibe, you don't feel any vibe. And you, especially as in this capacity interviewing, I
Yes.
have to have a natural curiosity. Like that curiosity has to I really want to know. So
And
if
you can
that's
see
not,
that in your interviews too, that it's not just,
mm,
they're very energetic and
I appreciate that.
I love them. I love them.
Yeah, I get wired up. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I have to be a fan. Like it just wouldn't make any sense.
Thank you.
But all right, so let's because this is like I'm getting part two vibes, like part two interview, part two at another time because we are wilding out here. Oh my gosh. But I do want to touch on a couple of things. I want to touch on some challenges that you
Okay.
have. Now, granted, you've shared a few
Yeah.
along the way, but I want to put some light on that because let's face it, there are artists who are having challenges and they tune in a big part of the Respect the Artist audience and Dream Aloud Art. They tune in because they need that inspiration, they need that encouragement.
Mhm.
And so I want to touch on some challenges and then we need to dive into what Sheneesse's Pieces is doing right now and your wonderful work and your creations. So when it comes to once again, C word challenges. What have been some of your greatest challenges that really test you, really made you dig deep? Maybe you had to pray about it, meditate about it along your creative journey. What have been some of those challenges, and how did you overcome them?
Um, well, just speaking on the one,
Mhm.
um, with people buying. And
Okay.
I think
Yep.
that's one of the
Yep.
biggest challenges that us artists, we start questioning ourselves if things aren't moving fast.
Yeah.
And there can be a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah.
So I think my biggest challenge was my mind first, because, I'm challenging myself as far as
Versus
you
self.
said, are you good enough? Is this
Yeah.
really what I should be doing? So that in itself is a challenge because if you're not motivated in it, then you're not going to be able to do it, and it's going to
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So that was one of my challenges before. It's just the comparison thing of,
Mm.
am I good enough because I'm looking at all these other artists and what feedback they're getting or whatever.
Yeah.
And so get out of your head
Whew.
is a big challenge. Get out of your own
Oh.
head, get out of your
Mm.
own way, because most of the time it's us, it's not other people that are
Yeah.
blocking the next move.
Right.
So I would just tell people, first get out of your own head. Don't
Mm.
compare yourself to other people.
Mm.
And as far as the
Like overcoming it.
selling
Oh,
goes,
selling that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't. So I used to do these art shows, and my prices were really low,
Mm-hmm.
but they would kind of move. But I was
Okay.
losing.
So
I
they're
was
moving.
losing. And
Mm.
so an art buyer came in there one day and goes, I know you're new, but you're really good, and your prices are too low for the
Mm.
audience you need to capture because your work should be this price and you're down
Mm-hmm.
here. So I know you want to move product, but and so my challenge was making my prices more.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was scary because
Yep.
it's like
Yep. Raise the
I don't
price.
know. I
There you
don't
go.
know. I can't take this from $200 to $2,000. Are you crazy?
Oh, yeah. See?
And
Mm.
so that was a huge challenge to just up my prices because I'm thinking,
Mm.
oh God, now
Yeah.
people are going to buy. They're not really buying that much now. Are they going to buy when I go up to thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
Well, the answer is yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
But
Uh-huh.
because
Mm-hmm.
he told me, and this stuck with me, he said, don't price for your friends and family. He said, do not do that. Don't
Oh
price
my
for
God.
your circle. He said,
Ooh, 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 hollering.
you have
I'm
some
hollering.
that are not, way up there, but you really need to go higher, higher, higher. And
Yeah. Price for
he did not know
collectors.
me. He just was like,
Mm.
I buy for art collectors, da 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 da. And he told them about one of my paintings, and he was like, it's beautiful. He called him on the phone in front of me, and they said, how much is it? They were like 200, and they go, why would I buy a $200 painting? And that was like, oh my God.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm
You had that
thinking,
moment, right?
I'm
Like,
thinking,
what?
and then I'm thinking, but this painting hasn't even moved. Like it's only 200 and it's beautiful and everyone loves it, but is it too high because
Mm,
it's still
mm,
here?
mm.
And I immediately went home and marked it up to like 1800 or something like that. I don't know, from 200.
Woo.
And that was so scary because it's like, it's
Yeah.
here. What am I doing? How am I going to jump? But I just had to change my mindset and
Yes.
trust that
Yes.
my stuff is worth that,
Mm-hmm.
and that if he saw it and he buys for people with money, then surely other people will see it too.
That's right.
But that
That's
was a
right.
very scary thing.
Yeah, it can be very scary.
And
I
still have
understand.
challenges, but
Mm-hmm.
um like I said, it's like, okay, I've opened up a whole gallery. I was online and then I was in a little art
Woo.
studio. Now I'm in a whole 3,000 square feet gallery.
Mm.
What am I
Incredible.
doing? Like, but
Incredible.
it's a challenge, but I trust that I'm here on purpose,
Yes.
which is why, even though it can be a challenge, I keep going
Mm-hmm.
back to that. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
here. And that helps me to get through the challenge. Like that alone, and me trusting this plan and this process helps me to get through that when nobody walks through the door. But I know that when
Because you
someone
know it
does
like you know it.
over and they purchase something, they really are investing in me.
Facts.
And so I know I'm not losing.
Mm.
So I'm okay. And it
Oh,
doesn't move as fast, but when it moves, I know I made money and people really appreciate it because of the price tag.
I love that.
It's not just, oh, I'm going to buy it. It's only $25.
Yeah, you're dealing with the wrong person. And that, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
But what you're speaking of, no, not in this situation.
And it's a
So
big, scary
yeah,
thing, especially when
it
you're someone
is.
that's coming from never doing it to
Mm-hmm.
doing it, and you don't really have that background or anything.
Yeah.
So all this confidence that I have now is really, I have a painting that's an abstract painting, and I named it Confidence Builds Character.
Ooh.
And I believe that because,
Mm.
and when I was painting it, it just came to me because I'm like, I'm still the same person, but
Yes.
within this art world, character wise, I'm more confident and it shows in my art.
Mhm. People feel it, but
People
they
feel
feel
it.
it. People
People
feel
feel
pe
it.
people
Oh
feel
my
it and they
God.
don't even realize it.
Yeah.
It's
I've
an
had people tell
energy.
me, I can tell you
Yeah.
love what you do.
Yep. Come on.
And I'm like, really?
It's
And I love when they say that because I
yeah.
really do love what I do.
Mm,
I'm not
mm.
just out here doing this because I think I can.
Yeah.
And I tell people
If
all
you
the
feel
time,
it
being
and you
an
know it.
artist is hard. It's hard.
Mm, mm.
It's hard. We have to do everything. We're every single role as an artist. You know, we have to
Yes.
promote it, we have to ship it,
Mm-hmm.
we have to paint it, like we have to
Right. Correct.
everything. So that's another challenge. Social media posting. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you unpack quite a bit as far as those challenges because you're right. You know, I mean the what you just touched on, social media, running your business, and holding all positions, you know, and y'all like I of course like I understand what y'all experience. You know, I'm an artist myself. However, in this capacity, it's evolved from the art that I used to do, and that was my main focus was taking the visual arts and making money and running a business that way. So, you know, this is the time for teaching for me. This is the time for interviewing. This is the time for really giving y'all the mic, highlighting y'all. But I know, like I understand everything, from the marketing to the pricing to the like the one on like in person trying to sell your work, like yeah. So you're holding those hats, but it's also I feel it's also healthy to realize that you don't always have to hold all those positions. You know,
Yeah.
you don't always have to. And I feel like that is, you know, depending on what your vibe is, you know, but I will say getting to a place where you can find freedom, you know, where you can
Hmm.
find more freedom and more freedom to be flexible with your time, more freedom to be flexible with your creativity.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just yeah, you're wilding over here. And I'm saying you are, but I am too. I'm
I'm
over here
saying a
like, oh my
whole
God.
lot of stuff because just, I
But
mean,
it's so
when I get to
true.
talking about art, it's like I feel there's so much I can talk about, and I'm
There
so
is.
passionate about it.
Absolutely.
And
But
my
you've said a lot of things that artists need to hear, you know, to again, realize they're not in it alone. You know,
right,
there are a lot of artists who tune in that they don't have this big artist community with everybody telling them what the business is or and so they feel like, yo, am I just going through like do I do I need to keep moving forward? You know, because things aren't looking the way I believe they should look right now. But you know, if it's a passion and you know to keep moving forward, then by all means, you know, keep moving forward. But
yeah,
that so now we're going to segue into your creations. We're going to segue into your gallery. Like this is a lot. There's so much more to be said about that too, y'all. And I'm really excited. But what we are going to start talking about when it comes to your work and your gallery is number one, you are in your gallery right now. And what
yeah,
just tell us what we are looking at immediately behind you. Don't move your camera or anything. We just want to take it all in. And if you're tuning in on the podcast, you need to go to the YouTube video and actually see this because once again, we're now talking about Sheneese's pieces and her gallery. So tell us. I want to know. We all want to know. So what are we looking at behind you?
it's a wall mural that I have in my
Wow,
event space side, and basically, I was just playing around because I've been asked to do murals.
mm.
I'm like, oh, that's kind of intimidating. I like canvases. I don't want to know about a whole wall.
Right. See, okay, hold on. Comfort zone.
So I'm like, let me
Comfort
practice
zone.
first because a wall is, I can't just get another canvas or something. I can't replace the wall. So that's something that I just did because I wanted to decorate my wall with something besides art. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a wall mural. So that's what that
Mm.
is. It's kind of a photo op as well. I did her hand like this, and then I have the little light up sign. I don't know if you can see. It says goodbye.
I see.
But and then I just added stuff like this. The black and white was the main thing, And I was like, this wall's too big for just that. So
Mm,
I added the girl behind with the flower. And it was pictures
beautiful.
I saw. I like to look at black and white
Mm,
photographs and get inspired by those.
mm.
That's what I did. And then I don't know if you can see, there's kind of a silhouette of a whole nother face in her hair right here.
What?
You probably can't see the whole thing, but
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
with the roses. So I added all of that. I just kind
What?
of combined a bunch of stuff together to make this. And I
Painting
don't know,
miracle.
I just do it as I go. People always say, "Oh, what was your inspiration?" Well, sometimes I don't know. Like I really,
Right.
I'm just, I'm in a zone and I want to
Mm-hmm.
paint and I let it come to me as I paint. I don't always
Mm.
know what I'm gonna do,
Ooh,
but it always comes
incredible. And I'm speechless. I'm running out of words. I need to seek a thesaurus right now because like that that's wonderful stuff. And it's wonderful because I need for listen, look, viewers, artists, whomever is tuning in. I really do need for you to like rewind 15 seconds, okay? Only because there's something deeper to what Sheneesse is sharing, okay? And I know that some of y'all experience that, and maybe some of y'all don't know what we're talking about. But you, when it comes to being inspired, right? And something may not necessarily come to you beforehand,
up.
but also as you are taking action,
Hmm.
inspiration can come to you as you are taking action, right? So you don't
Absolutely.
have to be stagnant, then get inspired, and then take action. Like, so that's why, like, it's so important when, even when I talk about being confident, that taking action is movement. Your energy is in motion too.
Mhm.
So you can't, these ideas that you have to do absolutely nothing, gain something, and
Yes,
then take action. Like, you don't, it's not always like that. Okay.
it's not.
I love that. I love that. And thank you for sharing that, especially as far as being inspired. And yeah, sometimes you just have to move. You got to get your body to move. You got to start opening your mouth, whatever that is, take some action and things will come to you as you're taking action. You got to
Absolutely.
trust that.
Absolutely. It's like working out. You don't always feel like working out, but once you get in there, you're like pumped, and now you're all in. So it's
You
pretty.
hit me with some gems over here. It's coming strong. I'm just trying to maintain. Okay. So, yes, beautiful gallery. I absolutely love it. And you said it's how many square feet? Good gracious. You said like
3,000.
3,000 square feet. That's
It's two spaces that I
cool.
have. So I have
Oh
this
my gosh.
side that's like the main gallery.
Oh,
I have the other side that also has artwork, but there's a lot of sitting area, and I have like a little VIP section because I want people.
oh,
And they always say, I love the vibe. And that was my whole thing. Well, of course, I want them to love the art,
yes.
but I believe they're going to love the art already. But I want
Yes.
them to enjoy the space that
The
holds the
space.
art.
It's
And
an
they
experience.
absolutely say they love the vibe. And that's
Oh,
that's really what I wanted to create. I didn't want to just have a
oh,
space
my heart is
for
full.
artwork.
My
Because
heart's full for you. It really is.
I appreciate it because it helps.
Ah,
I think it helps the art look better too.
yes.
When the whole
Yes.
surrounding just feels good, and I
Mm-hmm.
have my music on, and
Mm.
it's just a really
That's
cozy. I love it, and I
That's a
love
real
people
energy.
coming
It
in.
really
Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
Y'all, real quick, more quick plugs. Once again, y'all make sure you click those links and support Sheneesse on her journey. Have yourself a click party, hashtag artist support, hashtag artist support artists, all the hashtags in the world. Okay. Now is the time to what? Take action, as we've been saying. And I want to share this. This is on Sheneesse's gallery. And of course, well, I'm showing to those that are watching YouTube, okay, I'm showing a clip of her gallery.
And that's
Just,
the room I'm in now.
oh my gosh, I want to come out. Oh my
I would
goodness.
love that.
I have so I know a lot of artists out in Texas, period. But of course, Texas is its own country anyway. But besides that, yeah, I mean, like, Texas is big, but I'm just saying, there are so many places I have to visit. I have got to come out to Texas. I would love to come out and support. And that's very possible. It's very possible. Oh my, I'm looking at more of the clips. This is great. I didn't know. I didn't know it was on this level, Sheneesse. Look, y'all got to see Sheneesse dancing. Okay, so make sure you follow her on Instagram. And if you are in the area, hey, check it out. Stop by
Oh, check it out.
her gorgeous gallery. I am just so excited and so happy for you.
Thank
I
you.
really am. I am so happy for you. This is y'all. These are the wins. I'm sorry. I started diving into her Instagram. Okay, but the wins on wins on wins. Can you share a little bit about what? This is actually one of my favorite pieces. I feel like it was posted maybe on the Respect the Artist Instagram. I'm not sure, but it's on your shirt. That's one of my favorite pieces. Yes, the one you're touching. Yes, absolutely.
It's so funny because this is one of the last pieces I painted. And
Oh,
I used it on I use it on my marketing for my grand opening, my flyer. This was the
mm.
piece. And
Okay.
I named her presence.
Mm.
That's the name.
Her presence.
And when I tell you, so many people gravitated to that painting at my grand opening, it was
Ooh.
crazy.
Mm.
And
Mm.
it sold like the next day.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had three other people that wanted to buy it, and I was like, I'm sorry, it's gone. And I said,
Ooh.
okay, her presence really did make her presence known because that was the whole gist of the
Oh my
like her
goodness.
presence. She's gonna be seen and known and all this. And
Absolutely
she
love it.
did that. I,
Mm.
I said, oh, I need to go name all of them her
Her presence 1, 2, 3, 4.
because
Have a whole series. I
just
mean,
what
it's
I
possible.
said actually happened. Like out of all my
Mm.
pieces, people kept going to this one.
Oof.
And yeah, it's sold. I told Mark
Y'all.
and I said, hey,
Ah.
if you want it, I don't know. A lot of people are looking at it. And he was like,
Mm.
get it. And he bought it for his
On
wife.
demand.
Yeah.
All right, all right. I really, artists tuning in, okay, viewers, y'all, you, I want to really encourage y'all, and I don't know, this is coming to me real strong, but I really want to encourage y'all to step out. You know, sometimes you have to step out. You have to, once again, take action, but step out, engage with people. So many artists, 90% of the artists that I've talked to when it comes to like selling their work online versus in person, they usually say they sell more in person. So, like, but then there's a segment of artists who are like, I don't know if I want to do that and start talking to people, but it does make a difference. You know,
Yeah.
it makes a huge difference. And you're not going to get it all right the first time. Once again, it takes practice, you know. So I want to encourage y'all to step out and see what other possibilities there are. Um, I love it. Sheneesse, this has been an incredible talk. We are going to and I'm shaking my head because y'all know my regular viewers and listeners, y'all know that I take notes of where the gems were, right? Because I love the gems, right? And I have so many gems that I just typed out and took note of. But we are going to close out this conversation with some questions. So y'all know, some of y'all know that I do word games, but I want to do questions. And questions or, complete the sense, fill in the blank kind of things, right? And really learn a little more about how Sheneesse thinks. And
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's oh yes. I mean, well, you'll see what I'm talking about in a
Talk
minute here.
about challenges.
Okay, so these are actually like some of them are complete the sentence or fill in the blank or give your definition, right? So the first question is confidence is blank. Confidence is blank.
Jeez. Caught me off guard.
Hmm.
You know what? The quickest thing that comes to me is confidence is a necessity.
Ooh, it is. Oh, it so is. That's good.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Okay, whew, next one. Creativity is. Creativity is.
The only thing that can come to me is everything.
Everything.
Creativity is everything.
Mm.
That's the only thing that I can think of. Because for
I
me,
felt that. I felt that because everything is created. Everything in existence. Woo!
everything, everything.
Once again, okay. I can beat. Here's the next one. I can beat artist block by fill the or fill in the blank. I can beat artist block by doing
Painting.
painting, by painting.
Yep. Because sometimes I feel like
Mm.
I'm at the block and I still just paint. And
Oh, and do
in
it
that
anyway.
moment,
Oh,
yeah,
I felt that. Come on. Have artist block and do it anyway.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Love is blank. Love is blank.
Beautiful. Final
Beautiful. No,
beautiful.
it's good. That's good.
That is beautiful.
Answer here. I love that. Yes, it is
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Love is
Yes,
beautiful.
it is. I agree. And
Hmm.
your final one. I can celebrate myself by doing this. I can celebrate myself by doing this.
Well, the way that I personally celebrate myself
Mm-hmm.
is by going to a spa. That's how I celebrate myself. Just
Yes.
taking a moment to just unwind
Mm,
and just
yeah.
yeah,
Self-care and
self
love
care.
on yourself.
Hmm.
Yep. Pamper
I'm big
yourself.
in that now. I didn't
Woo.
used to, but
Mm,
now I'm so big on taking time for me and just
mm.
feeling good. That's how I celebrate
Decompress.
me. Hmm.
Beautiful. Well, we are celebrating you right here and right now. Sheneesse Rohelia, y'all, aka Sheneese's Pieces. It has been, I mean, an absolute pleasure. I am so glad and so excited to have this conversation with you. Do you want to give some shout outs?
I'm
Who you want to
excited.
holler at?
I want to holler at all the artists, all the RTA artists, all the artists that follow me, all the people that follow me and have been inspirational to me. Shout out to my husband who will see this at some point because
Yes.
he is my biggest motivator, supporter. So yeah, I just
I
want to
love
shout
that.
out to the whole art community
Mm,
for I want to say accepting and embracing me because
yeah.
that's what gave me my push when I got out here. Like, what am I doing? But I came
Mm,
in and
mm,
felt so welcome just right off the bat. That
yeah.
was big for me. So shout out to everyone that just loves and likes and sends
Mm,
messages because we need that. I
we
think that
do.
we do need that. You know, it's not always going to be a sale that makes us happy.
Mm,
All
yeah.
those all those people that come and congratulate me on anything is that's a motivation for me to remember that I'm
Yep.
supposed to be here. So
Yeah, that's right. Remember, come on now.
remember,
This look on this journey, y'all. You're just trying to remember who you are.
yeah,
That's all. That's
yeah.
all. So we just step away. Sometimes we forget the
Hmm.
our highest essence. And as Sheneesse had beautifully laid out, she's embracing God's plan. So just believe that you got that plan. That plan is there. It's already laid out, boo.
It's
All
already
right.
there.
Woo. Woo.
I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad we finally got to do this. Because
It's an
last
honor.
time it didn't happen, but now I'm
Yeah.
here.
Trust and believe. It is an honor.
Thank
So y'all,
you.
so once again, oh my gosh, whew, it's just we could really be going here. This has
We
been
really
such a good
could.
conversation. I'm just trying to like, whoop, just get it together, okay? But once again, y'all, make sure you click those links and show some love, show some support to Sheneesse Rohelia. And just continue to see her evolution, and I'm sure that she'll reciprocate and check you out too. Boop boop to see,
Absolutely.
okay, cool,
Absolutely.
who's supporting, because that's how we operate, right? We're
Yep.
a community. So Sheneesse and I are going to say peace to y'all. We're going to wave bye, we're going to say holler, and then we're going to stick around and vibe a little bit longer. But y'all take care, and we'll see you on the next interview. Much love, y'all. Peace,
Much
peace.
love.
RTA stands for Respect the Artists.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye, y'all. Creatives, it has been both a pleasure and an honor to have you sit in on our conversation today. So, will you be the next artist interviewed? Visit respecttheartist.com/artist-interviews to learn more. And hopefully I'll see you soon. RTA stands for Respect the Artist. Love y'all.